Namaste, everyone. Today we're going to focus on the earth element in the body, which is responsible for physical stability as well as a feeling of psychological stability and safety in the world, which is something that some might feel is very threatened right now in these strange days. The mudra we're going to use this morning is called Bu Mudra, B-H-U, which means earth. So bring your hands into the peace sign. I don't know if you can see that. The ring and the little fingers are curled in. The thumbs hold those fingers down. The first and second fingers are extended. And then seated, we're going to press those fingers gently into the floor, into the earth, relaxing shoulders down and back. When we stand up, you can either press your fingers into your thighs or just point them towards the earth and feel an energetic connection between yourself and the earth. So for now, release the mudra and go ahead and close the eyes, taking a moment to just settle into the body, noticing your breath, noticing any sensations that are present. Feel the weight of your bones. Feel the force of gravity holding you to the earth. And then go ahead and hold the gesture. Once again, it's the peace sign. Ring and little fingers held in towards the center of the palm, first and middle fingers extended, and touch your fingertips to the earth. Just noticing any subtle sensations from this mudra, any change in direction of breath or attention, any changes in your quality of mind or emotion or energy. So Bu Mudra is one that really activates and balances the earth element in the body. The earth element is responsible for the structures, so the bones and the muscles. And this mudra can actually be helpful in keeping your bones and muscles nice and strong. In addition, this gesture is very grounding. It draws energy out of the head and down through the legs into the earth. So it's good for anxiety, because when we're anxious, the mind is very active. It's very rooting, very good for elimination, and also that psycho-emotional feeling of safety and stability in the physical world. Go ahead and release the gesture. We're going to start with the seated mountain pose, so bring palms into prayer position. Once again, feel the root of your body weighted and supported by Mother Earth. And as you inhale, bring hands up over the head, relax the shoulders, press the elbows in towards the ears, keeping that nice grounded root of the body and an extended upper body. The seated mountain is said to engender a feeling of internal strength, internal rootedness, immovability by changing circumstances. Good, and exhale, slowly release. Relax for a moment, close the eyes, holding the gesture once again if you like it. If you don't like holding this gesture, then you can just relax your hands instead. Allowing your mind, your attention to drop inward, feeling inner strength and stability. Good, and go ahead, release the gesture, open the eyes and make your way to stand. We're going to roll up through a relaxed forward bend. So bring your feet about hip width apart. Whole upper body hangs like a rag doll. The knees are soft. You can shake out a little bit here if that feels good for you.
And then as you inhale, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, closing your eyes along the way, just feeling all these changing sensations as you move. Slowly coming up, pausing along the way if you need to in any place that feels tight. Shoulders relax down and back. Head is the last thing to come up. Good. Pausing just for a moment with the eyes closed. And once again, this gesture, as we stand, you can either gently press your fingers into your thighs or point your fingers towards the earth, feeling an energetic connection, energy flowing through your fingers right into the earth. And go ahead, release the mudra if you're holding it. Keeping this inner quiet, go ahead and open the eyes. And take a nice wide leg stance. We're going to warm up the legs. We'll do some standing poses today. So nice wide leg stance, and just start by shifting the weight from side to side. Good. Now for some of you, this might be exactly what you need to warm up your legs. Others of you might like to widen your stance, come deeper, go into a deeper stretch. And others of you might even like to bring your hands to the floor, really stretching. Whichever form of stretch you're using, all of your attention inside of the body. Really feel what's going on the inside. One of the qualities of a balanced earth element is embodied attention. Good. Now come back to center. Take hold of the outside edge of one hand with the opposite hand. Bend the knees and roll up. Hands come in front of the body. This is called the full body flow. Stretching up, press hips forward. Exhale, come forward with straight legs. And bend the knees and roll up. So taking this stretch into a flow. Excellent. Inhaling up. Come back to center. Float your arms out to the sides slowly. And step your feet together. Relaxing once again inward. All of your attention inward. Feel, as you close your eyes, the sensation of your feet resting on the floor or on the mat. Feel the force of gravity throughout the whole body. So the legs, the muscles of the legs relax around the bones. So the bones hold the structure and the muscles relax. Feel that force of gravity on your shoulders. Feel it on your face. And if you like the gesture, you can hold it. Increasing that feeling of energy moving downward into gravity. You might find that your exhale is a little bit longer, which is a very calming breathing pattern. Good. And release the mudra. Open the eyes. Step your feet about hip width apart if they're not there already, lined up underneath your hip bones. We're going to come into the chair pose. So as you inhale, the arms come up at about 45 degrees with the palms facing each other. As you exhale, press the hips back as though you were about to sit in a chair, finding that place where you feel balanced. And then shift the weight a little bit towards the heels. So you want to keep the toes on the floor, but shift the weight back, and that will make you feel more stable. There's an extension up through the spine, forward through the fingertips. The tailbone drops towards the earth, and the feet are solid. Good. To come out, as you inhale, feel as though a hook is pulling you up by the top of the head. Relax the arms. Once again, just pause, closing the eyes, with or without the gesture. Dropping attention back into the body if it has left. Embodied awareness, inner stability. the gesture, open the eyes. We're going to come into that pose one more time. I'll show you from the side this time. So once again, feet about hip width apart. Inhale the arms up about 45 degrees. Exhale, press the hips back as if you were about to sit in a chair. Find that point where you feel stable and shift the weight towards the heels. Extend up through the spine, forward through the sternum and the fingertips as you press down through the feet. Relax the shoulders. Good, and inhale. Feel that hook pulling you up by the top of the head. Relax the arms. Once again, dropping into stillness. Eyes closed, with or without the mudra. These pauses where we stop to feel and train the body and the mind to be able to access a point of stillness even when things are stressful. We can come back to that point, relax into our own bodies, and use the body and the breath as anchors for the mind, anchoring the mind into the present. Good. Go ahead and release the gesture. Open the eyes and come to the top of your mat. Feet about hip width apart, hands on hips. We're going to come into a variation of Warrior One. So take a big step back with your right foot, and in this variation, the leg comes straight back from the hip and the rear heel is off the floor. The front knee bends. So extend down and back through the rear leg. The heel extends towards the floor. The front foot presses down and forward to root that front leg. So it's this very, very strong pose. But the more you can relax into the lower body, the easier it will be to hold, and the upper body will feel light. So inhale the arms up, and if you can, interlace the fingers with the index finger pointing up. Relax the shoulders. Keep that work in the lower body. Some of you might even be able to open the chest a little bit more and look up. Make sure you keep your balance though. Good. Exhale, bring the hands to the front foot, step the rear foot forward. You can shake out your legs a little bit. We'll do the other side. Stand with feet about hip width apart, hands on hips. Big step back now with your left foot. You might need to scoot your rear foot forward or back. You want to be sure that that front knee is over the ankle. So if the stance is too narrow, you might find yourself leaning forward. Good, make sure the knee doesn't fall in. Keep it in line with the ankle. Extend down and back through the rear leg into the heel. Press down and forward into the front foot to stabilize yourself. Inhale the arms up, interlacing your fingers if that feels stable for you. Relax, relax down into the legs. Focus on a point. It's a little bit of a balance here. Relax. Feel gravity holding your lower body to the earth. The bones are holding the structure. The muscles can relax a little bit. Good, and bring your hands to the front thigh. Step the rear foot forward. Once again, close the eyes and just relax. Relax, take a moment without holding the gesture, noticing what you feel in your legs. Feel your feet rooted to the earth. And then you can go ahead and hold the gesture. Feeling your bones holding the structure of your body, the muscles loose and relaxed, dropping with the force of gravity. Good, and go ahead, release the mudra. Open the eyes. Take a nice wide leg stance now. And we're going to come into Warrior Two and the Warrior Angle. So inhale the arms out to the sides. Once again, release the shoulders. Find a nice, comfortable width. The This is the star pose. So in this pose, feel energy moving down your legs, out through the soles of your feet into the earth, up the spine, out through the crown of the head, into the heavens, flowing from the heart, down through the arms, out through your fingertips, into the world around you. Good. Now turn your right foot out, your left foot partway in, so I'm mirroring you here. Bend the front knee. And once again, you have to make sure here that you have a wide enough stance so that you're not leaning forward. Extend down and back through the rear leg. Press down and forward into the front foot. Warrior two. On your next exhale, lower your front arm to your front thigh. Press your left hip back and stretch. Feel that wonderful extension. Draw energy up from your rear outer foot, up your left side with your breath and with your attention. Beautiful. Inhale, come back through warrior two. Straighten the front leg, turn both feet forward. Relax for a moment if you need to shake out your shoulders and arms or release. Actually, let's do that together. Good. Other side. Set the alignment first. So the front heel in this pose is lined up with the arch of the rear foot. Warrior two. Extend down and back through the rear leg. Press down and forward into the front foot. Relax the shoulders. Feel nice and stable and strong. The warrior poses culture resiliency to stress. Rootedness in the lower body and lightness in the upper body. Good. Come into warrior angle. Keeping your right hip back, pressed back. Now you can even use your elbow or your forearm to keep your knee in alignment. Stretch. Feel that wonderful line of energy moving from your rear foot all the way up through your right fingertips. Lift out of your shoulder. Good. Inhale, come back up. Bring both feet forward. And now bring your hands to the hips. We'll come forward with a straight spine. Release the head, keeping your hands on the hips. Some of you might want to bring your hands to the floor and even widen your stance for a deep standing forward bend, wide leg forward bend. Others of you might want to take hold of your elbows. Others of you might want to keep your hands on your hips. Whatever feels good. For me, it feels good to be wide. One breath in. Feel that release in the low back and the hips. Good. And this time we're going to come up with a straight spine. So bring your hands to your hips. Extend the spine forward and up using your core muscles. Unless that hurts your back, then bend your knees like this. Excellent. Step your feet together. Relax. Close the eyes. Take a moment to allow your attention to drop inward. Anchoring your attention to the moment, to the now, through the mind, through the breath and the body. And if you like the gesture, you can hold it. Feeling your bones holding the structure, all the muscles releasing into gravity. Good. And go ahead and release the mudra if you're holding it. Open the eyes. And we'll do a reverse ragdoll back down to the floor. So knees are soft. Let the head go first. Let the shoulders round, and you'll feel a nice stretch in the back of the neck and the upper shoulders. And slowly melt down towards the floor. Just take your time here. Melting towards the floor. You can come onto the knees. And then sit back on your heels. This is called Vajrasana. Now, for some of you, this might be too tough on the knees. So in that case, you could take a pillow or a blanket or a block. This is what I have on hand here.
and just put it underneath your hips and sit back, and that will take a lot of the strain out of the knees. So coming into this pose in whichever way feels good. Of course, if it really hurts your knees, come into another seated position. And we'll pause here for a moment with the eyes closed. This is a good pose to actually hold the mudra. Vajra means diamond. And Vajrasana is a pose that's said to strengthen the bones of the body to make them as strong as diamonds, as sparkling as diamonds. The bones are actually a form of crystal. This pose is very, very good for digestion. It's the only yoga pose that I know of that's recommended to use right after you eat. And the combination of this pose with this gesture is very good for digestion. This gesture helps with elimination. So between the two, if you've overindulged, this is a great combination. Good, bring palms into prayer position. Inhale, come up onto the knees into a slight back bend, pressing the hips forward. You can even gently squeeze the buttocks, keeping a nice open chest. And then exhale once again, come on down. Closing the eyes, either relaxing your hands or holding the gesture, whichever you prefer. Dropping into that embodied awareness if it has left you. Anchoring your mind in breath and sensation. Gently open the eyes and release the gesture if you're holding it. Shift your hips to one side and scoot up to the top of the mat as we come back down onto the floor. Feet flat, knees bent. Roll on down or help yourself, ease yourself down onto the mat. You might need to straighten yourself out so you feel nice and comfortable. Go ahead and hug the knees in nice and tight. Thighs press into the belly, spine presses into the floor. Release your arms out to the side. We'll just do one moving twist. So drop your knees to your left as you turn your head to the right. Arms either outstretched or bent up at the elbows. And on your next inhale, raise the top knee first and feel that point of tension, allowing the bottom knee to begin to follow on its own before making your way into the twist on the other side. Deep breath in and out. Good, come back to center. And go ahead and stretch out into corpse pose. So you want to have your feet slightly separated. You might need to support yourself under your knees or your head. Shoulders relaxed, palms turned up. The deep relaxation pose. As you lie here, feel the weight of gravity on your bones. Feel your bones heavy. Relax down into the earth. Feel the weight of gravity on your muscles. With each breath, let go even more into the force of gravity, becoming heavy, relaxing into the deepest relaxation and the deepest stillness. Stay there for as long as you wish, but I'm going to end my portion of this session with the yogi's prayer. Om Shanti, peace. May all beings in all the realms be happy. May all beings in all the realms know peace. And may we also always be happy and always know peace.